All right, hi guys. My name is Lauren. This is Shay. We are going to talk about moss today. We'll also do a little bit about lichen. But to start off, we're gonna do some deep breaths. We like to either start with some deep breaths or some yoga. Today we're gonna do a little bit of both. Shay, do you wanna come sit next to me or you wanna sit in my lap? Okay, we're gonna do that one later. So we're gonna start sitting. And you're gonna have your legs crossed and your legs are gonna be like wings. So you can move them a little bit like this. Yeah. Do you wanna sit next to me and do this or do you wanna go? Okay. So you're gonna put your hands out onto your knees and you're gonna take a deep breath. And Shay knows that sometimes we do deep breaths and we make animal noises, so he likes to do a big roar. And now we are going to stretch our necks. So we're going to do a little roll around. Oh, that feels good, huh? Roll your neck. And look up to the sky. What's in the sky? I think it's raining right now. You know who likes rain is moss. I like rain too, and Shay does also, right? So we're going to sing a little song.
Snow.
And you like snow. So we're gonna look up to the sky and get some raindrops on our mouths. Stick out your tongue. And what song do we like to sing for that? Do you guys know this song, the raindrop song?
Yeah.
Or gumdrop song? Okay, so we're gonna go. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Do you want to do it with me one more time now that you guys know it? And you could do the You ready?
Yeah.
If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a rain that would be. Thank you for singing with me, Shay. That was great. And thank you guys. All right, so now, if you want to get up for a second.
Are you right here?
You're going to be right here. We are going to be moss. So moss is a little bit different than other plants. It is a plant. But like we talked about in when we did leaves and all that, and when we did seeds, they're different than both of them. So leaves, we talked about how they have veins, and it helps give nutrients to the whole plant. They don't have that with their leaves. So we're kind of different moss, or a different plant. And also, they don't have seeds. They have spores. So spores are very different too, and we'll look at that when we look at our moss. So, yeah, so we're going to be moss, so go roll on your backs. Oh, roll. And you're gonna land on your tush. Legs up, hands up. Oh, your moss leaves, right? Oh, try to get your balance. Oh, you guys look great out there. All right, you can touch your toes, grab your legs. Yes, nice job, Shay. Shay's behind me doing this too. And we're gonna come back and grab our knees, give it a big hug. Then we're gonna roll again. Roll, roll, and come up. And now you're gonna be right on your toes. All right? So now we're gonna roll up. And we're gonna be a sporophyte, so we're actually getting ready to have our spore burst. So when the spore bursts, it's gonna pop. So make the noise. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, and now we're a ball. We're a spore, so we are going to do some tumbles. If you guys don't know how to tumble, that's okay. We can do a little thing to show you, or you can just roll on your side. So you can go like this and just roll and roll. All right, so let's go do a tumble. Shay, do you want to show them? Okay. All right, do you want to use my mat or yours? You do mine? Okay, so you're going to stand up. You're going to bend your knees, touch the floor. You kind of want your legs out a little bit more than how Shay has his. You're going to tuck your head all the way down. You want your chin to hit your chest, and then you're going to do a tumble. All right, Shay, you gonna do it for them?
Yeah, I got it.
Or you can do that. All right, you gonna do it with me?
I'm doing it.
Oh. I don't know the last time I did a tumble like that. All right, you do it. Whoa! Can you guys do those? If you can't do them, you can roll on your side. Yeah, nice job, dude. I love it. Yeah, you guys can practice those. Those are a lot of fun. So you want to have your head to your chest. You don't want to really roll on your head.
That hurts.
It can hurt, right? Shay's saying that. All right, so you guys can practice those later today, do some rolls. And now we are going to look at the moss we have. Did you guys have a chance to pick any moss? All right, Shay, we're gonna actually go to the table. You're gonna show them now?
Right here.
Okay, you can show it to them. Oh, that's the moss that we collected. All right, so we're gonna bring you over to our table.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier for us to show you.
My climbing spot.
This is your climbing spot?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm in his way. Here, why don't you come to your chair?
I'm climbing.
Oh, okay. Shay's gonna climb over first. Hold on. Alrighty. So you have a couple options for your moss garden.
And then
But first I want to see what they have. So did you guys get to collect any moss or lichen? Not today? That's okay. You guys can go out and look for some. I don't know, Kristen, do you guys get moss over there? You can do a thumbs up or a thumbs down because I can't hear you.
I know this.
Because they're over in California.
I know this.
Yeah, so where we live, and like I said when we were doing our yoga, is that moss loves the water, it loves moisture, so it does really well in wet environments where we live. Hey, Kristen. So we were able to collect a lot. And my husband, Alan, his dad, didn't even know that we had moss. He doesn't notice that type of thing. And once he realized what we were talking about, he's like, oh yeah, and you kind of notice what you see. Oh, is that what you guys have? That's great. All right, we'll take a look at what you have a little bit later and you can show me all the things. But first I'm gonna just talk about it and you can look at your own moss and see what you find. Okay, so where we are, look, yeah, Shay made a stick today. It was a lot of fun. So let me just look at make sure I'm talking about everything I meant. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to say was that another word you could say for moss is bryophyte. And it kind of sounds fancy when you say it. Can you say bryophyte?
Bryophyte.
Oh, and it sounds really cool when you say it like that too. Bryophytes. And you'll sound really cool if you tell people. Yeah, if you tell people these are bryophytes. So like I said earlier, these are non-vascular plants. They don't have the same thing as other plants. They're one of the first plants. So they're really cool. So they don't have seeds. They have spores. So like this one we have here, we've got the dirt. It doesn't have roots, so you don't see roots. And these are the leaves. And then this is the sporophyte right here. And here up top is where the spore is. These are the little capsules for it.
And right?
This little string right here that holds it is actually called a seta.
What is it?
Yeah, oh, you got one, yeah. Isn't that kind of cool? This one feels really wiry. Some of them do feel like really tough. I'm actually surprised, and it kind of bends too. So you can kind of explore your moss, see what you find.
Look.
So this, yeah, but this one has some grass on it. So that one kept that. And then
look, guys.
Oh, you want to show them? Oh, that's actually not moss. What is that one called, Shay? Lichen, yeah. Yeah, so there's no true root, stem, or leaves for these plants. They don't have please don't put the stick on the screen. All right, so they are non-vascular, so the way that they get nutrients is very different than a tree. So a tree gets it from the roots, it goes all the way through the tree, it goes through the leaves, through those veins, This one doesn't do that. It doesn't have it. So if you look at your leaves, they don't have all that texture that a leaf would have. And then moss, you'll find moss or lichen. You'll find lichen where your moss is most of the time. So sometimes it can look like this on trees. And we have some more lichen. We've really collected some. There's this one on our stick. Please don't do that on the screen. That can ruin our screen. This one has a lot of different ones. I really love this one because it's got moss on here and it's kind of furry. So that's kind of how I differentiate moss and lichen. Lichen is a little bit harder, crispier, and the moss is softer. So lichen is kind of crunchy. And what makes, so lichen is not even a plant. It's actually a fungi with algae on it. So fungus is like mushrooms. It's the same type of thing. It's in the same category. And so how lichen gets that green color is from the algae, and they work together. So the algae likes the lichen because it gives it a place to be, a dry place to kind of hang out and get nutrients. And the lichen doesn't mind because it helps get nutrients to the lichen through the algae. All right, Shay, do you want to show them something else that we found from our moss? Here, look, show them this one. This one's really furry. So sometimes we like to play a game called Is It Lichen or Is It Moss? And once you kind of get used to it, you can really figure it out easily. Shay's gotten pretty good at it. Yeah, these are also two different types of moss we found. This one's kind of brown. So when we put that in our pot, I'm gonna see if it gets greener. I don't know. Some of this is kind of, exploring. This one's really fuzzy. I like this one. It kind of reminds me of like hair, or like a chia pet. This one I thought was really cool. I haven't seen this one. I found this in one of our pots, and it's got these little things coming off of it. And I don't know if this is part of this moss that might turn into a spore. I'm gonna have to explore that one and see what it becomes. All right, so if you guys have a spot for putting your moss in, either you can have a jar, you can have a planter. So we already did our jar. Shay decorated the lid, so you can definitely do that.
You can't open it.
No, we can't open it, but we might need to. We'll have to see how it does, because we did this about 3 days ago, and so it's got condensation in it so that the water kind of circulates inside the geranium. So you'll want, if you're keeping this in your house, you'll want the lid on to help it all grow. So that one we're going to keep inside. And let's see if there's anything else. Oh, there is one other thing I wanted to say about our lichen. And I'm also putting lichen in our terrarium to see what happens and how it does in this environment. But the other cool thing about lichen is that it helps us know about air pollution. So lichen tends to not like pollution. It doesn't like all that nasty stuff in the air. So if you see a lot of lichen, that means the air pollution is, or the air is probably really clean. Okay, show me. Ooh, it spins. Right, do you want to show them what you put in your terrarium so that they know? So in our terrarium, I actually read that you should start with rocks on the bottom. We didn't do that. We did soil first. But apparently it's better for the water, how it goes through. So you can start with some rocks on the bottom of your terrarium, and then you can do some soil, and you don't even need that much. And we did the opposite. We did soil to rock. So like I said, this is all exploring. We're just seeing what happens and experimenting, because that's part of the fun, is not just knowing everything and just seeing what we get. And then I put a couple things of moss, and you don't really want to stack them on top of each other. You want to have it kind of flat on top of your soil to kind of go around like, like this rather than that. So if you guys want to do that, you can put your moss all in a circle. I even put some sticks in there. We kind of made it fun. If I found some sticks with moss on it, and lichen, I stuck that in, so I have that right here. I got my stick. I got a couple sticks in there because I really like sticks. Uh-oh, you lost a sticker. Put that one back on. Okay, and then let me see if I found anything else cool that I want to show you guys in here. This is kind of our collection bin. We when we go out on our adventures, we collect a lot of stuff, including flowers, and then we put them in here. It's a little bit loud. I mean, you have trouble hearing me, okay? So, Shay, do I need to take that away? Thank you. Let me see if I found anything else. So this one's really kind of fun. It's like a ball. And so yeah, you look at the bottom and this one has soil already on it. So that one should hopefully be easy to keep growing.
Look at this.
Yeah, let me see. What did you find? Oh yeah, you want to show them the flower? And this is going to be very messy in our house. Oh, here's another cool one with a, oh, that one has a flower stick to it too. And Claire, if you don't have any moss at home, I can always drop some pieces off for you and you can make your own if you have any jars or anything. So you can let your mommy know if you want some and I can bring it over to you. So I really like this one right here. And these are hard to find. And for some reason, they tend to, moss really likes trees out here, especially right where we are, but it's really on the tree and I couldn't get it off. So this was really stuck. And some of the moss you find, which is really interesting, is some of it, yeah, the flowers, it's so pretty. Some of the moss that was on our concrete, on the ground, like it just was, you can't get it off. You'd have to scrape it. Some of it on the soil just comes off in these big chunks. So I prefer the ones on the soil, obviously, or already like on sticks and I just grab the whole stick because this is not gonna come off and give me, you know, a nice chunk. All right, so I have my planter. If you guys are gonna do a planter with me, if you could do both. You can have one outside. This one I'm definitely keeping outside because this one actually already had moss in it. I haven't done anything with this plant for a while. So I took some of the chunks off and I'm just gonna replant them. And I think I'm also gonna add some flowers to it. So I'll probably replant one of our flowers and add that. This would have actually been really great with Paula's planting that she did yesterday. Let me see how much time I have. Oh, okay, I only have a couple minutes. So I'm gonna just stick some of this moss in here. I even put some rocks, big rocks to kind of look cool. You can even paint rocks, put your painted rocks in here. That'll be fun for the kids to do. And I'm just gonna kind of put these around. I'm gonna do different types just to see how they do. I got my little balls of moss. Oh, I love this moss, it's so fuzzy. So one of the things I really like to do is I go to trees and I just feel the trees. Oh, you wanted to color?
Yeah.
Okay. Want this back here? Push it down. Okay. All right, I'm even gonna put my stick and just kind of have it sit. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. We might, you know, change this up as we go. So, you know, if you go out on adventures with your kids, you can switch it up. You can add more to it, more of what you find. That could be really fun. I'm gonna just put my little sticks in there. I'm also gonna just put my lichen and I'm gonna see how they do when they're not really on a plant. I don't think it will live. I think it needs the plant or the tree.
Look at this.
Oh, is it a ladybug? What is it, black ladybug? What color do you have right now?
Black.
It's black. All right, watch that marker though. Oh. All right, just watch that marker around me. Thank you. Luckily, I think it's washable. I'm gonna do my furry ones. Remember, don't stack it, just put it lightly on top. I feel like I have a lot. So you see here we got our spores. Just love these. These are so cool. And this is gonna help it grow. So the spores grow more moss, just like a seed does. These are one of our very old plants. So it's kind of cool to see that there were plants from a long, long time ago that are still doing really well, even though things change. All right, so this is what I have so far. And I would push it down into the dirt and then I would water it and give it some water when you're done. Maybe spray it or, you know, lightly pour some. To my little stick here too. You can even add little figures to it if you have any cool guys you want to put on the side of it. So I'm just gonna lay. Yeah. You coloring your lid? All right, so now I'm gonna unmute so you guys can tell me about what you found. I'm actually going to stop recording, so thank you to whoever had joined us.